Hey there everyone, this is Cass with SCNS Live. Thank you so much for listening. If you'd like to check out the video version of this, you can check it out on YouTube. You can also find us on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, all at SCNS Live. Thank you so much and enjoy the show.
I hate all of you.
Why would you tell me that on air?
Wait, what did he tell you?
He just leans in real close and he's like, I have to fart.
Are we on?
Yeah,
we're live.
It's a hard way to start this show.
He's just like real close. It was a very intimate moment. It just like
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to SCNS Live, the Super Cool Nerd Show. Thank you guys all out there in the Super Cool Nation for joining us tonight. And it is the last show of the season. We will be taking our break. Everybody, enjoy your holidays that are coming up here soon.
Of
Eat
course.
lots of food. I've already started my break beard, so.
Oh, is that a thing?
Yeah, I don't shave until like January.
No shave
It's
November.
breaking
No,
beard.
I don't shave until January unless my wife's like,
No shave December.
I just don't. It's like my way of like,
No
just-
getting it January. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's when the shave happens. Like, oh wait, that's happening? Hang on. I'm ready. Let's go.
That's all smooth.
All of a sudden, you found your razor.
Exactly.
Oh,
Boy,
yeah.
boy, it's like ninja time. Just anyway.
Oh, okay.
So thank you
Let's
guys.
get two razors. We'll shave it
I'm
faster.
Jason Lee. I'll go get the straightening razor shave. I'll pay for that. Hold on a second.
Oh, kicking it old school.
I need an
like
emergency
it.
job right now. So I am Jason Lee X, the guy that does the
Sweeney Todd
shave. And
razors.
we've already talked about this.
It's the frames.
It's bothering me.
It's just.
These are my new glasses.
It is, yeah.
I'm gonna call BS, but okay.
These, I used them on a shoot. If you look at my Instagram, then you can see me full hipster. I was wearing flannel with suspenders, a hat that flopped back, and these, and 2 different shades of lipstick. And I just decided to keep the
man.
glasses because I thought they were funny.
They are funny. They're cute though.
Thank you. I look like I'm about to tell you, well, actually, this beer was actually brewed in Texas, so that makes it a better beer. Like, that's who I feel like right now.
See, the problem is I know someone that has that exact tone and talks exactly like that, and it hurts.
So introducing the rest of the people on this show. Over here, welcome back, Bryce Culver.
Thank you, Jason. So in the 90s, I think people wore glasses without the lenses frequently.
Or they just wore the
Actually,
glass.
Mid 2000s as well.
Was
yeah.
it in the 2000s? Okay.
It
all
might
right.
just be
So-
something that doesn't go away.
So you're only
Yeah, it's a
a
fashion
decade
trend.
away from
Yeah,
being really cool.
Only a decade behind or ahead.
Or
of
ahead.
being
Okay.
Really cool.
Let's
yeah.
look ahead then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the lady over there talking about her glasses, that's Cass.
Hi there.
So, but most importantly, behind the board, making everything look pretty, sound good, and all the little ins and odds and doodads and stuff and graphics and whatnot, Cora.
Hi. And my glasses are real. See.
Funny story, I tried to get her to wear a I Hate Babies shirt before we went on,
I'm not wearing
and
it.
she refused.
I like babies. They're cute.
Don't
As
lie.
long as they're not mine. I don't want babies.
Don't lie. Anyway, I'm just trying to get the truth out, because we're all about the truth here.
Truth is out there.
The truth is out there.
If I hate babies, I have to hate my niece, and I can't do that.
She's not a baby anymore.
She's a. Oh yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
exactly. There
She's
you
a
go.
toddler now.
Ah, there
It's
we
like,
go.
I like my dog. I don't like other people's dogs. The dogs might be assholes. Anyway, so we are ending the show with the best of, even though it's only November. And we know Bumblebee will be the best thing. So,
Aquaman. Aquaman.
do you have to
Deadpool.
argue with her?
Aquaman.
She's not, yes, Kat, we miss you. And I'm still going to talk shit about it.
Oh, her point. That was my point.
No, you're wrong. You're wrong.
I'm wrong?
Yeah, you're wrong.
Am I
No,
wrong?
you're right.
Can the universe hear me? Because I've been shouting Aquaman for a long time.
You should probably stop doing that.
This, for some reason, this microphone doesn't seem to work. 'Cause I've been
It doesn't pick up
proclaiming
bullshit. That's
Aquaman. Arthur Curry, come on, guys.
I'm sorry.
Come on, Jason.
They have a bullshit filter.
Only,
Mara.
Anyway,
How about Mara?
only one of them has a wet Jason Momoa. That's all I'm saying.
as a warning, though, it will be a bit of a somber show. We can't do the show without recognizing the departure of one of the greatest gifts that we've ever had as far as a creator and the comics, Stanley. And we're going to talk about that a little bit later on. Try to bring it back up after that. But anyway, let's go ahead and do it like we always do. Kick it off with some super cool nerd news. And super cool nerd news, we're starting off with something actually kind of surprising. Sony has announced that they announced earlier this year they were not going to be doing a PlayStation experience this year because they said they just didn't have any games to show, which is kind of unusual. No PlayStation experience. That's weird. However, it was announced today they would not be doing E3 either. And they've also said the reason is because, well, we just don't have anything to show. A lot of people are speculating, and they don't know why, but I'm going to go ahead and take a guess. It's because they're getting ready to unveil the PlayStation 5. Last month, one of the heads of the PlayStation Japan actually announced it is time for a new system. Today is also the 5-year anniversary of the PlayStation 4, so honestly, today would have been a perfect day to announce a new system. Just saying, 5 years, PlayStation 5. Here, give us $400 more for another system, which I probably won't do because, it works just fine. So, yeah, 24 years of E3 going, and this is PlayStation's first time missing it. So, it kind of takes some of the hit out of E3 because, Nintendo usually does their own thing. They don't make a big showing at E3 either. They do Nintendo Direct. Even Xbox, they unveiled their Xbox One on their own campus. So, are people I don't want to say game developers moving away from E3, but are just the big gaming system companies moving away from E3? Because, let's admit, it's not what it used to be. It's a little something different. And it might be a change in the industry is all I'm saying. But PlayStation will be a no-show for E3 this year. And no PlayStation experience has been announced for this year. And they said we don't really have an announcement for one moving into 2019. So, take your guesses. I don't know, guys.
There's only so many years in a row that you can announce The Last of Us, so. And they've already done 3 times. So, I don't know. I kind of get it. I kind of understand that they might not have a lot, but I feel like if I was PlayStation, I would have just made something up, We're announcing our brand new game. It works for
Xbox every year.
Exactly. Ooh. We're announcing our brand new game, Going Outside. Be a part of it.
How many
PlayStation experience.
How many times can you announce that weird-ass game that Del Toro and is working on? What is it?
Death Stranding?
Death Stranding.
I don't understand that game, and at this point, I'm terrified.
Trailer. Yeah. I
So-
don't know.
It's terrifying, Bryce. Just understand that.
Yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about, but I'm waiting for the coloring book with the the actual Crayolas that you can use.
Sony,
So that's
Interactivity.
my story.
Sony, make a place.
Core.
What?
What have you got for us this week? That's right, I interrupted you right mid-speech.
How dare you? That's
I know.
rude.
Yeah.
It's very rude.
Yeah, it was.
But this is for all of the anime fans out there like me, because we are few and far between apparently in this world, somehow. But in the days of old, there used to be an anime called Fruits Basket, and it was a popular shoujo anime. It's really cute, slice of life, with a bunch of quirky characters. And if you remember the anime, it was okay, but the manga, of course, was way better. Well, guess what? It has been announced that we will be getting a new series of Fruits Basket. So they're going to be remaking the series, following more closely to the story that the manga had, much to the joy of the creator, as she was not happy with what Studio Dean did with her property at all. She has actually shunned them, and they will not be the studio doing this remake, nor will they ever be allowed to touch it ever again. But new Fruits Basket, I'm excited. It was one of the first animes that I ever got to cosplay from, and we had the entire cast that you see here, in addition to some of the extra characters, so it was kind of near and dear to my heart, because I didn't think I would ever be in a group that big, and I've never been in one since. But that's also because trying to round up about 20 people to do one thing on the same day, I don't know how we did that.
It's like herding cats.
Yeah, it's like herding cats that are all crazy, and somehow we did that. So the show has a lot of like close feelings for me, and I'm really, really excited that we get this new series. But I don't think any of y'all have watched it, have you?
Nope.
Sorry.
My wife read the book, so yeah, she.
Yeah. If she enjoyed it, then let her know that there will be a new Fruits Basket anime that follows it.
No, I won't.
Why?
Because he doesn't want her to spend time on it.
It's already Fallout 76 week. All right?
I'll tell her then.
Oh, yeah.
Screw you, I'll tell her.
That's right. Other people can communicate with your wife.
Yeah.
Surprise!
I was told to make sure I have a game so I don't bother her while she's playing Fallout 76. It's like, you got Red Dead, right? Okay, good. Leave me alone.
Yeah. Okay, bye.
It's like sometime at 4 o'clock in the morning, she like finally like slumps in the bed. And like, I can get up in an hour. What the?
That's weird. I've never done that because of Assassin's Creed.
Well, it came out yesterday, so
I
she
know.
had time to, you know.
I know.
You've done
And
it.
it doesn't delete anything.
How is Assassin's Creed Odyssey?
Assassin's Creed is not bad. There were several
I can't do
reviews.
both.
There were several reviews that were like, "Oh, it's unlike any other Assassin's Creed in the history of the world." I don't know what those reviews are talking about. It's Assassin's Creed Origins,
There we go.
but in Italy.
And more
And
character options.
Super gay. Just, oh yeah,
Perfect.
yeah.
I can't-
Every single time I get a chance, if it's a woman, I'm like, "Hello there." Oh hi.
Get you some
fun.
mead.
Yeah, basically.
What have you got for us for news this week?
We have our first, since I've been here, we have our first retraction.
We don't do that here.
No.
We don't do that here.
Well, too bad.
We're always wrong. We're always right.
Always wrong?
Last week, we said the Church of Satan was suing Sabrina, the new, what is it called? Sabrina the Teenage Witch, but it's the new one. Chilling Adventures. We announced that the Church of Satan was suing them. Turns out it's not the Church of Satan, it's the Satanic Temple, which is it's not the church, it's a political kind of place. So they can have copyright. It was really weird that a church would have one, and that's why me and Cal were both confused, but Reverend Joel Ethan of the Church of Satan wanted to make very clear that it's not the Church of Satan, it's the Satanic Temple, which makes more sense. Congratulations, Satanists are still hippies.
I'm just more surprised. I'm just more surprised their titles are Reverend. It just seems odd to me.
Reverend Joel Ethan, yeah, he wanted to make it very clear that these are two different things, which I still think is hilarious.
A fictional TV show.
That's where you look at that person and go, "Who the hell are you?"
Okay, so since you weren't here last week, basically what happened is the Satanic Temple sued Chilling Adventures of Sabrina because they used, I don't have my notes.
Some statue.
They used a statue that is associated with Satanism.
Baphomet or something.
Okay. I
Yeah,
forgot.
it's Bahamut, except it's a different name.
Baphomet, yeah.
Baphomet.
Okay.
And so yeah, they basically sued it, but it's not the Church of Satan. It's not Satanists. It's like a political thing.
It's like, who fucking cares?
I honestly, it's because I found this information. I was like,
Not
we were
the story
actually
itself,
inaccurate.
but I'm just like, these people.
Yeah. It's
Who
so
are these
bizarre.
people?
Like, why?
You lose cred in my eyes.
So it's not the artist who made the statue that's suing? Without compensation?
No, it's the political group that associates itself with the statue. To be fair, the statue is much, much, much older than copyright has existed.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
So-
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's this particular version.
All right.
Like,
All right.
it's been public domain for
Y'all suck.
many years.
They suck.
Yeah.
Get on with your whatever you do.
You're losing cool points with me. Brycer, what have you got, buddy?
Okay. Well, an all-female creative team at DC Comics is going to be bringing, for the first time, a limited series, I think it's 6 issues long, in February of next year, The Female Furies, which is Jack Kirby's creation from the Fourth World.
Ooh.
And this is very exciting because we're going to get to learn about the early days of Apocalypse with Big Barda and the Female Furies. being brought to you by, Cecil Castellucci. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name, and artist Adriana Milo. So it's gonna be pretty cool because you're gonna get to see Granny Goodness raising, in the early days of the female Furies, and you're going to get to see, the circumstances of where they live and who is in power, and these women are very strong and capable, and it's generally, when Darkseid sends his forces to fight the forces of Genesis, the all-powerful High Father, and Metron and everyone else. Typically the female Furies are left out of the mix. So this is going to be interesting because you're going to get to see, hopefully they're going to blow up some stereotypes, and we're going to see some interesting character development for these ladies. And I can't wait because hopefully this, brings a lot of excitement to fans and DC Comics, on the, fringe fans who want to see the new Fourth World movie that they're bringing to theaters in the near future.
So we get to see Barda as a Fury. Oh
yes, before she leaves.
I saw the pencils on the screen over here. They're not bad. I want to see them full color.
Yeah.
But I think I've seen that. I think I've seen that artist work before, and I kind of dig it. So Granny Goodness looked friggin' creepy as she always does. If they could just get, I always hear Ed Asner's voice for Granny Goodness because he did it on. I think he did it on Justice League Unlimited.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ed Asner
yeah.
imitating a female voice is like wow. So the pencils look good. I actually I wouldn't mind seeing Barda's time as a female Fury.
Yeah, I love the art actually.
Maybe I should show her breaking away from him.
We want to be very clear. These are female Furies,
That's
not
just their names.
female
Furries.
No, it's Furies.
Right. Exactly.
It was a question in the chat. I felt like I had to.
Good
The
point.
spirit of Jack Kirby will visit you tonight and mess you up, boy. Actually, it's Jack Kirby. He probably will. Jack Kirby
was bitter.
Jack Kirby was like, "What did you say?"
What did you just call me?
Oh my God, the ghost of Jack Kirby. Yeah, and I'm here to punch you in the face.
Is that the ghost of Jack Kirby or the ghost of you?
Kind of both.
Okay.
He was an inspiration in my
Blended
life.
at some point.
So February 6th, 2019.
Nice.
Check out Female
Oh.
Furies in your comic store.
Yeah,
One
Yeah.
R.
Yes.
very important.
It's going to be awesome because Jack Kirby's creations are awesome.
Yeah. All right. Well, that is the news. So, now is going to come a hard part of the show, everybody. This Monday, at the age of 95, we lost Stan Lee. Probably somebody, he's one of the greatest comic creators ever, universe creators. And thanks to his work, we have a whole generation of superheroes to pull inspiration from. I don't think the genre would be the same had not it been for his contributions to comics and writing and characters. Before we go any further, there is a short video I'd like to play. Cora, can you run that real quick? We're just going to spend a little bit of time on this because it is upsetting. I'm pretty sure a lot of tears were shed from fans of his work this week, and his memory is going to live on. The gifts that he gave us, they're never going to leave. And I know personally for me, I've talked about growing up in a not so great life, not a great place. I lived in the projects, and there was a lot of crime, there was a lot of bad activity around, and though I didn't have much, I had my comic books, and Marvel was always my favorite. I loved the X-Men growing up, Spider-Man, and my first experiences of Stan Lee were as a real small kid watching The Amazing Adventures of Spider-Man, hearing that voice, "Hey, true believers, Stan Lee here," introing every show. And I think you found a bond with that. Especially the few times you would actually see him. You'd see this guy with the dark shades and just the white hair on the sides. And whenever you saw him, he was always, whenever he did his intros, he was always very excited. You could hear that passion, that love in his voice. It's a very distinctive voice, and it was just one of the best things. So for me, what kept me away from those bad things in my life were the inspiration of the heroes that I idolized so much. When I would read the X-Men and see how different they were, but being outcasts, which I dealt a lot with, being a biracial kid, but I identified a lot with the X-Men because they were outcasts, but they still did the right thing. Even though the slings and arrows of the world hit them, and no matter how hard it was, they were still heroes. And I knew I was never going to develop superpowers, but I'll tell you, reading those books and everything made me, as a kid, just want to be better. Captain America, as I said, is my favorite hero of all time. Not because he's the most powerful, it's more of what he stood for. And I wouldn't have those memories, and I wouldn't have that inspiration had not have been for Stan Lee. And honestly, and I hate I never did it, which is one thing, guys, if you got a notion to do something, go do it. Always wanted to just, I didn't want his autograph, I didn't want a picture, I just wanted to say thank you. I'm never going to get that opportunity now, but I'm going to make sure that if they don't know who Stan Lee is, I'm going to tell them who he was and what he did and what he meant to me. His work's going to live on, and even saying this out loud on this video is a dedication to what he did. So though I didn't tell him, I'm going to tell the world that I'm grateful for what he gave me in my life. If anybody wants to go.
That was well said. I have similar situation, Jason. Growing up, I was raised in a single-parent home, and I was definitely impacted by Stan Lee's work. He was a prolific powerhouse of a creator and writer and pitchman. He brought a lot of joy to a lot of people, a lot of comfort to a lot of people. I know that I loved reading Marvel growing up. The Avengers, Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, Daredevil, the Avengers. But my favorite was Spider-Man. I identified with that situation, that home life, a little bit because of Aunt May and Peter Parker. I wanted to be Peter Parker. I felt that Stan Lee and Marvel did a good job of trying to show, some of the things that people struggle with in life, and they taught you ethics, and Stan was good at writing, wrong from right, and Peter Parker was always a very conscientious, I should say, person who was always looking out for everybody else, and I really enjoyed that aspect of the stories. I was, can I have a, thank you. I was a keeper of the flame. I was a KOF. And that's, Marvel defined that as someone who recruits newcomers to Marvel's rollicking ranks. I love Marvel Comics and still do, and this hangs in my home today, and has been hanging in my home for over, well, all of my life, actually, since I was about 8 years old. Can you see it? This still hangs in my home, and I look at it with great joy. This is Sal Buscema's artwork. One of the great things about Stan Lee that some people may not know is that he gave a lot of credit to the people that deserved it, and those are the artists that he collaborated with, the people that helped create these iconic characters that will endure long after all of us who are in this room or watching this video tonight. They will live on long after we're gone, and some of the artists like Jack Kirby and Steve Ditko, Stan always gave them credit. Stan was a great guy. He was funny, he was personable, he loved his fans, and I would imagine that he would be happy to know that so many people have been given so many, good feelings and emotions from his work, his foundations that he laid for all these characters and these stories, that eventually produced so many award-winning graphic novels, and the MCU, has touched people around the world. And in the hallowed ranks of Marveldom, I think you could call Stan an FFF, a fearless front facer, and that's basically an honorary bestowed for devotion to Marvel above and beyond the call of duty. And I would just like to add that Stan, I saw him at Marvelous Nerd Year's Eve a couple of years ago, and I saw him on stage doing his panel, and he took a really sweet phone call with his wife Joan, and it was very touching. And I think in every regard, in every scene and everything I've ever read about Stan, people have gushed about how much they love the man, and he will be missed. And I have to say that, if I can just say that at the end of one of the Tobey Maguire movies, when Stan is standing there saying, "Well, what do you know? I guess one guy can make a difference." Well, Stan Lee, you did. Certainly for me.
I'm feeling just, I think, extraordinarily grateful for what he did. I've talked about this before, but growing up, I was a girl in a house full of boys. I had mostly boyfriends, so I was the girl. We don't want you here. We're talking about boy stuff. In comics, we're boy stuff. And then as I grew a little bit older, and this is, I'm probably talking 18, 19 years old, started going to cons, and pretty soon I went to a one with Stan Lee. And I remember him, he was answering questions, and there were a lot of boys and there were a lot of girls, and there was no difference. Everything about him was so focused on the fans. And that's one of my favorite things about Marvel, is that there are girls everywhere. And that's really, really important to me. And that and his characters they were always very human. And DC, I love DC. They have these powerhouses. They have great gods. But Iron Man, Spider-Man, they're going through real people's struggles. Spider-Man can't pay the bills. And that's very human, and that's so important to address. That's so important to me, to show people, more than anything else, people. Every single one of his characters was a human person. Is a human person. And that's what he did. He made people. And he loved people. And he treated people. He never forgot that every single one of his fans, every single one of his characters, everyone in his life was always a person. I am extraordinarily grateful for that.
For me, like, I didn't really get into, I guess, Marvel comics or Marvel movies or anything until about high school. But Stan Lee was always, like, this household name, even though I don't remember watching anything Marvel related when I was a kid or reading anything Marvel related. But for some reason, if someone mentioned Stan Lee, I already knew who they were talking about. I already knew, oh, he makes the Marvel comics. And, like, I didn't even know there was a difference between DC and Marvel when I was, like, 5. But I knew specifically Marvel comics. And then I think the first Marvel movie I ever saw was the first Spider-Man movie. And I remember seeing him in the cameo, and my cousin was losing his mind. He's like, that's Stan Lee, that's Stan Lee. And I didn't understand why he was so excited. It's just an old man. I don't get it. Now I get it. Obviously, now I get it. And I love that the little cameos continue to become a really fun reason to watch the Marvel movies. But back then I didn't understand it. And then I started reading more Marvel comics because, as Cass had said, the heroes are more human. Even Thor, who's a god, has a lot of human qualities. And that's something that I could relate to. I could relate to a god. That's weird to say. But the stories were always really interesting. They were really fantastical. It really was like someone just took a step into someone's imagination. And he created the legwork for that. He just basically was like, here's the things that you need to know. Do whatever else you want. So he truly is like the spirit of what imagination is for everybody. I mean, because of him, I started reading and looking more at Western media instead of just like Japanese stuff. For example, I started actually looking into making my own superheroes. And like, I was so happy that he had female heroes that weren't all just sexy, I'm gonna wear just a bikini to fight crime. I mean, most of his female characters, while they wore skin-tight bodysuits, I mean, the men did too, they were mostly covered. So it showed a lot more respect for the female heroes than some other comic books I had seen, or even some of the comic shows I had seen. I don't know, I'm kind of rambling, but I am going to greatly miss him a lot. I'm going to miss all the fun stories that people posted about when they first met him, although I guess I still get to read those, but there won't be any news stories, unfortunately. And those were always the fun ones. When I met Stan Lee, and they would have a story, even if they were only at his table for 5 seconds, he took the time to get to know everybody. So.
All right. Well, we're gonna miss him. That can be said. If there's anything I can appreciate this week, has been what Coral was saying, the outpouring of just love and remembrance of a man who gave us so much. So we will miss him, but his work's going to live on. And anybody handling this stuff, seriously, if you're a creator, if you're an artist, you probably owe something to Stan Lee. So I think we all do. All right.
It was, I believe I read Kevin Smith, he made a very...
He did an hour-long show.
He did. I didn't see his show, but I did see what he put on his Instagram, and it was very sweet about calling him a literary titan, and it made me tear up what Kevin Smith said about him. So if you get a chance to read what Kevin Smith said, I think he expressed his love for Stan extremely well. And I would just say that Stan made a lot of Marvel movies fun. He didn't write them, he didn't direct them, but he sure provided a lot of laughter in theaters, right? When he would appear. And I would just say that Asgard has a new brother right now.
Well, we have one more. Ricardo couldn't join us tonight, but he did have a video he wanted to share. Go ahead and run that, and then we're gonna move on to our next topic.
What's up, Super Cool Nerds? Ricardo here. Sorry I couldn't be on the show tonight. It's my 2-year anniversary with Chelsea, so we're out on a date. But a couple quick things. It is the best of show, so a couple things that I enjoyed this year, the best of. For movies, there were a lot. I mean, we had Black Klansman, we had Black Panther, we have Solo, we had Deadpool 2. For me, too, it's a toss-up between Bohemian Rhapsody and Avengers Infinity War. Top 2 movies for me of the year. For video games, the best of for me was Spider-Man. One of the best Spider-Man stories, and just overall, like, it was better than most of the movies. It was great. If you haven't played it, you have a PS4, go out, get it, play it. It's amazing. I'm excited for DLC, so they come out. Best book for me, a little bit on the political side, which we really don't talk about on the show, but it is by Ben Rhodes. It's The World as It Is. He was a speechwriter for Obama, and he was for President Obama, and he was there from the beginning all the way to the end. So a really, really great book. And I know I'm stepping a little bit on Jason's toes on this one. For best toy for me this year was definitely these right here. These are the Infinity War Thanos Infinity Stone colored Funko Pops. There are 6 of them. I have 2 of them right now. I can't wait to get the other 4, so we got that going on. And then, so yeah, that was some of the best stuff for this year. And of course, my condolences to all the fans, friends, and family, of course, of Stanley. Thank you for everything you did for us, Stan. You really made us, open up our imaginations, and definitely created an amazing world for us to enjoy. So yeah, guys, I'll see y'all next year, and love you guys. Keep on nerding.
Okay.
So the mics apparently went up before I was ready. So.
Okay, so let me tell y'all something, and the audience gets to listen to. When I say mics are going up, that does not mean the camera's back on.
That's my bad.
Mics going up means still be quiet, but the mics are going up, so I don't have to scramble to do that as I turn the camera on.
Jason.
You should be. Jason.
God, okay.
Jason.
Anyway, guys, thank you for letting us indulge in a little bit of teary-eyed appreciation of somebody. So, it is November, but we're still doing a best of list. So, right off the bat.
Aquaman.
Shut up.
Oh, sorry. You're right. The upcoming Hawkeye movie, because that will totally happen.
So, anyway, best movie of the year. I've got a couple of choices right here. And please.
Hold on.
What?
Let me put the graphic up that you work so hard
Okay.
on.
Yeah.
So, I
Okay.
thought that was a cue to run it. So,
I
choices.
was trying to get it, okay?
It was hard. It was kind of some hard picks here, but I got 8 choices: Infinity War, Black Panther, Deadpool 2, Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom, Incredibles 2, Solo, Ant-Man and Wasp, and Halloween. For me on this list, I'm flat out Infinity War was my number 1. For the year.
Really?
Yeah.
I gotta go Black Panther.
I'm going Infinity War because everything has been leading up to this, and this was my payoff. So for me, it's Infinity War. All right.
I mean, okay.
Okay. Yeah, that's right.
I'm gonna jump on that bandwagon because I saw that film 3 times in theater.
I thought you were going to say Venom.
You thought I was gonna say that? Hold on.
Venom is now in the running.
Hold on.
Venom is now in the running.
We can
Venom was a great
do.
movie.
Venom is not in the running. That was not a great movie.
Changing my vote.
And Jason, I don't like you anymore. That was terrible.
I see one in the chat, Deadpool 2.
I
But,
think
okay.
it's funny that you chose to single out Jason on that one and not me.
Well, he brought
Who
it up.
actually liked Venom.
Well, he brought it up. I was gonna single you out if you did bring it up.
no.
I thought you were going to bring it up, actually.
I forgot that it came out this year. No, I gotta go Black Panther. Infinity War, yes, it is a culmination of many years, but Black Panther was just a good movie.
It was, and this is a hard list.
Yeah.
So I like some of the choices. Black Panther, John Picard is going with that. Geeky on the YouTube chat, he is saying Deadpool 2.
Deadpool 2 is a great movie.
It was.
And
Or-
somebody, Waterboy. What? I don't know.
I think he means Aquaman. I'm
Maybe
agreeing.
he means
wow.
The Shape of Water.
That was last year.
Wait, was that out this year?
Was
Nope,
it?
that was last
I
year.
think
Oh,
that
okay.
was
okay.
last year.
All right.
Because I was like, wait, I have to change my vote.
All right, so okay,
Oh,
got
also,
that.
for me, Bad Times at the El Royale would be in the running, but it wouldn't
Really?
win. Bad Times at the El Royale,
have
I
not
forgot
seen
to
that
do a
one.
review about. Yeah, Bad Times at the El Royale, if you told me it was written as a play, I wouldn't be surprised. It kind of feels like a play. But, yeah, Cynthia Erivo, several people in that movie deserve Oscar nods. Chris Hemsworth, Cynthia, maybe even Jeff Bridges. It was an amazing, amazing movie. Black Panther still wins out for me, but Bad Times was amazing.
Core, Bess?
You only saw one movie, didn't you?
I saw 2. I saw Infinity
Well,
War.
pick
and-
one of the two.
Oh, wait, no, I did see 3. I did see 3. And they were all Marvel movies.
Was the other one Ant-Man and the Wasp?
No, I didn't get to see it. It was Black Panther, Infinity War, and Deadpool 2.
So which one is the
Which
best?
one of those three?
I would have to say Infinity War.
Yes!
Only because I legitimately could not guess what was going to happen in Infinity War. Everything that happened took me by complete surprise and I couldn't predict it. In Black Panther, there were parts that I could predict, but also know that Black Panther comes in like a really close second, and this was really hard.
Well, since Cass got a runner-up prize for a second. Second fiddle? Sloppy seconds.
Yeah, I don't know about sloppy seconds, but
Oh yeah,
it's-
sorry, Venom is my number 2.
yeah. Yeah, guess what? Venom was a number 2 for me too. It was crappy.
Oh!
The claws,
Yes.
they be coming out.
Pick up the gloves, sir.
Yeah.
We're gonna have war.
My number 2 would have to be either Halloween or Black Panther. I saw Halloween twice in theater. Really, really liked it. So, they're two totally different movies, but I would have to say Black Panther, I guess, because it was
All right.
really awesome.
I just wanted a chance to get Black Panther because it probably one of the better villains of all time. So who was
good.
totally in the right, honestly. So all right. So
But can we all agree? Venom is the best rom-com
Okay.
of 2018.
Absolutely, and I'm not
What?
joking. Venom is a love story, and I love it so much.
that is so disturbing.
Venom is a love story. Just because it's between a guy. Okay, don't come at me because you thought Thanos was thick, and I did not enjoy that comparison. So let me have my Eddie Venom romance.
all right. Moving on.
Ugh.
Best TV this year. Best TV show you watched this year. This was a really hard choice. I got a couple picks here. Handmaid's Tale, which was just fucking tragic. Atlanta, Star Trek, The Orville, Castlevania, The Good Place, Stranger Things, and Lost in Space made the list.
Can't have Stranger Things. Can't have Stranger Things.
Why not?
Didn't
Why?
come out this year.
Bryce, why did you add that to the list?
It didn't? I thought it
It
did.
was last year.
Okay, then that's
Okay.
out. That's off.
Scratch
the
Pretend
that
list.
there's
one
a
off.
big red X over Stranger Things.
Sorry about that.
So my choices for this, I'm gonna go with what I enjoyed the most. Orville, Star Trek, better than Star Trek, Star Treks,
Star Trek. So.
and
Oh, boo. No.
because it was a surprise hit, Castlevania is my runner-up.
This season. This season.
This
last-
season.
I haven't watched.
Oh,
that
it's
one
good.
yet.
It's good.
I haven't watched most of these.
Bryce,
Uh,
No, go ahead and finish.
go ahead. You want to go next?
Can I have one that's not actually a TV show? It streams on Twitch.
Sure, that's fine. Oh God.
Critical Role.
Knew it. I knew it.
Critical Role
I knew it.
Is
Okay.
so good.
All right. What's your number 2 then?
Good Place. The Good
Really?
Place continues to be some of the most solid television that I've seen in a long time. To be fair, if Stranger Things did come out this year, it would top it. But as far as TV shows that have come out this year, that or the last couple episodes of Happy also came out this year. Chris Maloney, Patton Oswalt, amazing, amazing show. But only half of it came out this year. So, but yeah, Critical Role. Love it so much.
Got some from the chat. Atlanta from Joseph House. Daredevil season 2 was season 2. Season 3 means okay. That was a correction. And I see Carl saying Lost in Space, which I just hated that kid in Lost in Space. He just got in more trouble.
So you saw the whole 10
Oh,
episode
yeah.
series?
Yeah, I saw it.
You didn't care for it?
I did not care for Will Robinson.
Okay. I did. I
Danger,
thought the
Will
show was
Robinson.
outstanding.
Robinson.
Huh?
Are they supposed to be like a Robinson Crusoe?
No,
thing?
Yes.
kind of.
Robinson Crusoe in space.
But Will
Yeah,
Robinson just got into just trouble over and over again. I can't take it.
Carl.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I mean, you know,
Yeah, I know.
when you're in an alien environment, you know,
I know.
it's not Richardson, Texas. I mean, you know, it's
Stop
those
telling
things
people where we
gonna happen. Oh,
He
He didn't.
Texas. What are you talking about?
We're
Where's
in
that?
Washington, D.C.
well, okay. For me, for best TV, since it's not Stranger Things, I was gonna go with Star Trek and Stranger Things, but I'll go with Star Trek and Lost in Space. Big surprise, I'm sure, for a lot of people who know I'm into sci-fi. But I thought Lost in Space was great because the visuals were very compelling, and I thought the actors were great. The guy who directed the first 2 episodes is Neil Marshall, who directed The
Really?
Descent. Yep.
Okay.
He directed The Descent and Dog Soldiers. I was completely enamored with Lost in Space. I thought it was a lot of fun.
I liked it. I just didn't like Will's. But anyway. All right, so I
Get to like it. Get
this
to
is
know
a
it.
category that you added in. Best
I did.
what the this oh, I'm sorry, Cora.
Cora.
Best TV this year you've watched, Cora. I already know one of
How
them.
dare you?
No, I already know one of
Actually,
them.
the only one I saw on that list was Castlevania, so
Good
I have to
God.
go with that one. It was gonna win out
Come
anyway.
on, man.
I don't watch much TV. I've been
know.
I've been playing a lot of video games instead.
That's fair.
But
Oh
Castle,
yeah, we're gonna get to that in a second.
yeah. But but with Castlevania, you got vampires, you got brutal murder,
You got
and
daddy.
you got daddy issues. You got everything I want apparently in this anime only. I don't want that in real life. I just want it in anime. Well, no, we're not going to get into
I'd
that.
say very few of us want to be in the TV shows that we watch.
Oh no, I do not want to be in this show whatso fucking ever. I enjoy being alive
Yeah.
and not.
Because you would be dead quick.
Oh, I would be dead so quick. I am slow and I'm stupid.
And not crafty at all.
No.
And you get scared easily and just fall
Shut
down.
up. Hey, what's the next category?
So the next category, Best Nostalgia Act from this year, which I thought was a pretty good category. Considering I just finished on the list I have here, the She-Ra cartoon on Netflix is actually really good.
Mm-hmm.
It's great writing, and I actually love it.
Did you actually list off what was in this category, or just go
I'm
right
gonna
in?
list off Lego Voltron,
Yep.
the SNES Classic.
Last year.
Yeah, we found
Was
out.
that 17?
September 27th, 2017.
Balls.
I know.
Fact check.
Tamagotchi.
I know.
Tamagotchi
Busted
this
chops.
year. They did come out this year. And why did you tell me this when I made this list?
Yeah, sorry.
And Best Nostalgia Act, and this is a good one from Bryce, The Toys That Made Us. Which also, I was in an episode of that. You need to watch it. Well, my
You
toys.
didn't tell me that.
My toys are in an episode of that. That's
Can
Oh,
I add
you're not
something?
actually in it on
they
on
wanted
camera?
a picture of my collection, and I
So
sent,
it's at the end where the credits
Yeah.
are then? Oh, nice.
Like that.
yeah, so it's that shelf of toys right there. So anyway,
The Transformers episode.
yeah.
Naturally.
So for this one, I'm actually I'm going to say it's a latecomer, but the She-Ra cartoon,
Yeah.
I really like it, and I like it because I can watch it with my kids, and I can still enjoy it. So yeah, my daughter's totally into it now. So
I feel like mine wasn't. It wasn't a thing that came out of something that happened this year.
okay,
The bankruptcy, and then the revamping, I guess, of Toys R Us.
oh yeah.
I feel like
Has it started yet in Kroger? Or?
Yes,
Yes, they are showing
well,
up now.
Not
Okay.
even there. There's one called that's set up in the.
It's
their own
Jeffrey's
spot.
Toy Box.
Yeah, Toy Box in. I thought they were in Walmart's.
No, I thought they were going to be in Walmart's. They showed up in Kroger. No one saw that coming.
That's
Yeah,
odd.
yeah, Kroger, and then Walmart's going to have their own. I read collectibles section.
Yeah, they
coming.
do.
But yeah, that whole thing. That's my favorite.
We still don't know when they're going to come back. Yeah,
This year.
Toys R Us left us and then came back within the same year.
Yeah.
It's like Pet Cemetery. Anyway.
Dear God, no,
No, what?
no.
It's a little different than that.
Cora, best nostalgia for you this year.
Lego Voltron.
Hello.
I so want one of those.
With the runner-up being actually the Halloween movie, since that was this was a continuation of the story.
Okay, okay, I'll give you that one.
I like
Since
that.
I've finally gotten into horror movies,
Whoop, whoop.
gonna go with that one.
Okay, for my choice, it's probably obvious to those that know I like Migos
Venom.
and have a.
No.
Ooh, comedy goes in threes.
Where's the shade? Let me pull that down. Let me go ahead and close that door and then lock it.
Jeez.
And then let me go ahead and close the other door, the screen door and the regular door. Let me go ahead
I'm
and
glad
close
somebody in
that.
the chat agrees with it. She-Ra is dope as fuck.
Nice.
Yes.
So the toys that made us is my vote
Okay.
for best
Obviously, since
And
you
nostalgia.
suggested
It's a great show.
Migo.
It's coming.
Love it.
And they did Transformers.
Yeah.
And Power Rangers is coming. Anyway.
Yeah, the toys that made us, very insightful. Very interesting stories behind the scenes about what transpired.
I like it.
Yeah.
All right, so speaking of the toys that made us, best toy, this is my category all the way here. So
My category. My
no.
category.
You've got a good pick this year. For me, I have to include Hasbro as a whole because with their Star Wars, the Black Series figures, the Power Rangers line upcoming, and the stuff they've done with Marvel with the face sculpts and the face scanning, it's just been a really great line. Everything they've produced this year, well, 90% of their stuff is a good hit. So I'm going to give them credit on that. But NECA really has come with it with that 90s Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles set that I absolutely love. That and they're coming out with more stuff from that movie too. NECA is putting out some great Predator stuff. They're very active on their social media. Follow NECA on Twitter. They answer questions all the time. And they even want people, because they just started carrying NECA toys in Target, and they want people to be brand ambassadors for their stuff. They're just like, if you have a Target near you, go claim that, and you'll be the ambassador of that store for us. Go check on that store. Make sure our product is being, it's kind of like free labor as well. But, they want people to take pride in their stuff. And I like that they've become available after the Toys R Us closure in stores like Target. And they're involved in their community. Yeah. Great stuff. Just tops all the way. I'm going to give them on that. NECA, you're knocking it out of the park. Bryce?
I like NECA as well. They have some retro stuff that I
yeah.
enjoy as well. Yeah, you bet. They have a lot of good product, and I was not aware of the NECA ambassador thing, but Migo's doing the same thing, the exact same thing. They must have followed the NECA model. How long have they been doing that?
NECA just started being carried in Targets like maybe 2 months now.
But I mean, how long have they been promoting the NECA ambassador?
That
thing?
just happened when they started being carried in Target. Yeah,
2 months ago.
Yeah.
Oh well, then maybe NECA followed Migo's lead then, because Migo started the Migo Ambassador program about 8, 9, 10 months ago, I think. Because I signed on to do that. I'm a Migo Ambassador. And so anyway, the Migo is my favorite toy, but NECA comes in a close second because they do a lot of the same thing, just different licenses with different, different franchises.
They have a Crash Bandicoot figure that I have to get.
That's
Why are you rolling your eyes?
They NECA, by the way, if you're not aware of it, they have a Golden Girls 4-figure collection.
I love that so
that are
much.
8 inches tall, just like Spidey and Ben Grimm here.
Good God, man!
They have those along with Dr. Herbert West and some other iconic figures, horror related.
Hodor?
So, but Migo's been producing new figures all year long, and they're awesome. And you're talking about a nostalgia act coming back from the 70s and 80s.
Kind of a twofer on this one.
They are definitely back and in full force. They've got all kinds of licenses, from Full House to Happy Days to Charlie's Angels to what am I forgetting? Bewitched. Star Trek. So I'm waiting for Planet of the Apes and hopefully some other good stuff to come. But Migo is awesome, and they're just like the real thing, only improved from my childhood.
Definitely improved.
Yeah.
Apparently, they're going to be making Thundercats as well.
Good God.
According to Geeky in the chats.
You talking about NECA?
More of my money. Anyway.
I believe so, yes.
Okay.
Cass, I know...
Follow Migo on social media.
Super not my category.
You didn't collect anything? Even your appreciation of my wonderful things that I have?
I appreciate Jason's toys.
What about mine?
I appreciate
That are cloth.
Grayson's toys.
Cora!
Lego Overwatch. I was super psyched about that.
Oh, well, yeah, we did get the first figure from that. Technically, we got a different skin for Bastion. Mm-hmm. I'm so going to get those when they come out.
Yeah.
We're getting the Nerf guns, too. That's going to be fun. Cora?
I didn't collect any toys this
Oh, really?
year. Well, not any new ones.
Yeah, but you can still have an opinion, like maybe something from Dyson with a punch.
Did you get a vacuum cleaner?
He's talking about One Punch. Oh, crap, yes!
I knew it. I get her.
I forgot they came out this year. Though the One Punch Man figure from Dyson, that is the Genos figure. It has all kinds of points of articulation. It's very well detailed, and it comes with a lot of accessories, including the clothing being made out of cloth, his little pink apron, and his shopping bag, and his little notebook where he takes his notes. I would also like to make an amendment to nostalgia because I forgot that this came out like this week. The Spyro remaster.
Oh yeah.
Like we mentioned Crash Bandicoot, we didn't mention Spyro.
They're actually, he's getting a figure too, which looks fantastic.
Yes, oh my, I thought that was a screenshot.
Yeah, when I first bought it, I was like, okay, it's a screenshot from. That's a figure. Like instantly, like.
Like the minute because I was reading our description and it said this is something about the figure, that's when I noticed the joints. I was like,
Yeah,
Crap.
that's a get. That's a get. All right. Best game. This
Bryce's
one's gonna be
category.
hard. This is gonna be hard. Red Dead Redemption 2, God of War, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Spider-Man, Octopath Traveler. For me, I'm going with Spider-Man, and I'm gonna put God of War as a close second.
Mm-hmm.
You can skip this one.
Mine is going to be menopause.
Hopscotch.
No, menopause for millennials. What's yours?
Venom.
That was your last one.
Okay, that was my last one. Comedy comes in threes. No, you know mine is God of War. I will love Assassin's Creed until the day I die. They're good games, but God of War is a masterpiece of art, of storytelling.
Definitely that category.
It's beautiful, it's impactful, it's fun to play. God of War just kicks everything else out the category for me. It was so good.
Cora, best game you played this year?
Alright, played? Alright, of the games that came out this year, best one that I played was Octopath Traveler. I loved the idea that you get to play as all of the characters before you recruit them. I liked that little option. I saw someone mention it like this, and I really like this description. It plays out like a storybook when you're meeting the characters, and you almost forget that there's going to be combat later, and that's fine. It doesn't need the combat to still be an enjoyable game. And the music is absolutely beautiful. They harness having the sprite characters and the sprite artwork very well with 3D models. So it still looks 3D without having to like be cluttered with pixels like old games did, so they could put in a lot more detail. Kind of like for oldies like me, old people, Ragnarok Online. It's very reminiscent of that, and I loved it. Of games that didn't come out this year, but I've been playing a lot. Stardew Valley, Farming Simulator. It's fun.
I will say something about all the games we've mentioned. To all the studios that say that people don't want single-player, story-based games.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do. Because all the games we mentioned are expansive, great stories, but single-player. Take note. Anyway, moving
You
on.
make a good game, and we will play it.
I did like this best convention category that you picked here. This is kind of personal.
Yeah.
I honestly really enjoyed Fan Expo this year because we were all there. That was fun.
That was fun.
That
We had
was
a blast because we were
great.
all. It was our first con, all of us, new team all together.
That's true.
I had a lot of fun on that one, and that's more not because the con was so great, but it's kind of what you can take from the con. So
Yeah.
I enjoyed Fan Expo this year.
Yeah, that was fun
Yours, buddy?
being together.
This has got to be QuakeCon,
No,
right?
it's not. I know what his is.
Mine was no, not quite the Quake. Mine was definitely in Nevada. The Star Trek Vegas 2018 convention was phenomenal. I mean, when you get to attend a show for 5 days in a row and see nonstop Starfleeters in their uniforms, that's a lot of fun for me. I had a blast, and everywhere you look, there's there's somebody wearing a uniform or a celebrity or something fun going on. It's just you can't walk 3 steps without bumping into somebody interesting. So, yeah, a lot of fun.
Cass.
I think I gotta go with you. Fan Expo. It was super fun. That or Acon. Acon is just really well.
It's the fun that we have, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or no, not Acon. A-Fest.
A-Fest, yeah.
Yeah, A-Fest is
A-Fest.
way more fun.
Oh,
than
Acon was not a fun. No,
That's why I say it's
A-Fest.
more the fun we have. No, we had fun at
A-Fest was it was a very well put together con, but I think
Yeah,
Fan
especially-
Expo was super fun.
Especially their organization was
Yeah.
so much better.
Yeah, but no, Fan Expo was super fun.
Cora?
I'm gonna go with one I've never been to before, ReaperCon.
Yeah.
For the first time, like, if you don't think that there can be a fun con solely around tabletop gaming, you are wrong. That con was a lot of fun, not because of the events they had there, although they did have a lot of really fun events and classes. It was the people that we met. I felt way more open to talk to people at this convention than I have at any other convention I go to usually, which is funny because all of these people, with the exception of one person that I already knew there, all of them were strangers. And I felt way more open to be like, hey, what's up? And it's probably also because there were a pretty good even amount of men and women there. So I didn't feel like, oh, I'm in a tabletop game and I like tabletop, but I'm the only girl here, so they're going to judge me anyway. It was nice to see that stigma and stereotype is gone, and that's something that I wouldn't have known or noticed if I had not gone to ReaperCon. Mm-hmm. Plus, it was really cool to tour the Reaper Factory.
Yes.
I've never known a company to be like, oh yeah, come on over. Just look at how we do this. I mean, you can copy it, but it's difficult, so have fun with that.
For real.
Runner-up would be A-Fest, though.
Yeah.
Well, we gotta start wrapping this up. This is the last show of the season. We will be back January. I think it's January 15th. Actually,
Okay.
is when we'll be back. So after the New Year, everybody enjoy
News
your
to me.
holidays. We will still be having some videos. We're going to be doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes while we're gone. Actually, it was. I'm sorry, I got that wrong on the date. It's January 18th. So we'll be back then. Gives us time to get everything going.
Put that
So-
on your calendars, please.
So we'll be back for another season of this show that I'm going to do until the day I die. Because it's right here. I can just do it here. Anyway,
We will
thank you.
be revamping the studio, which is going to be fun.
We've
We're
got
gonna
a
take
lot of
pictures.
plans. There's going to be a lot of behind. Follow us on Instagram, Instagram/SCNS, at SCNS Live, and on Twitter. All that stuff at the bottom of the screen. So keep up with it. We're still going to be having some videos coming out, doing a lot more game streaming now that I've got everything set up again. So it's going to be fun.
D&D game.
D&D games.
We will be starting D&D live streams on December 1st. This will be as a note, this will be a homebrew campaign, so while we're following 5e rules, there will be things that will change. Don't yell at me, please.
Yeah, for real.
Also because they'll change because I don't know the rules, so we're just going to run with it.
So, and if you want to follow us, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at JasonTheX. Bryce.
I'm on Facebook and Instagram under Bryce Culver. Not under, at Bryce Culver. I don't know what under means. Over, under. Somebody help me. And also, I have a toy Instagram page. It's called Trapdoor Toys. Check that out.
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Cass_Bradley. That is KAS_Bradley. I'm still live tweeting my way through Assassin's Creed. And for Instagram, it's mostly stuff of me being an actor, being on set, doing hair and makeup and costuming for Now with
fake
Milk,
glasses.
which is my other endeavor. So lots of that on Instagram, lots of gaming on Twitter.
You can find me at Korodono, KORODONO, on Instagram, where I sometimes post artwork or stupid selfies. Depends on how I feel that month because I hardly post now for some reason. Or you can follow me on Twitter at HawksPerch, where I will continue to scream into the void about Suikoden until someone, please.
Acknowledges that she exists.
No, not acknowledges that I exist. Acknowledges that
Suikoden
Suikoden exists. Remember, Johnny Young Bosch acknowledges it exists because he did a voice in it. You have no excuses now.
So anyway, that is the show. We'll see you guys after the new year. And as the man always said, Excelsior.
Excelsior.
is our show. Thank you so much for listening. If you'd like to check out the live video version of this, you can find it at YouTube and Facebook. You can also find us on Instagram and Twitter, all at SCNS Live. Thank you so much for watching. Have an amazing week.